Hey funnel builders, Mike Killen here from sellyourservice.co.uk, and today I want to talk about a very maths and number heavy situation that a lot of us are facing inside our funnel businesses, and it's the split between recurring revenue, passive revenue, and project-based income. And what I want to show you is this really typical problem and a typical business, and we're going to dive into a few spreadsheets and I'll show you just how crippling it can be when you just work on project-based income. And if you don't rely on any kind of recurring revenue or passive revenue, then ultimately it actually becomes almost impossible to turn a profit. And I can even demonstrate it using some real numbers and a few kind of graphs that will hopefully let you visualize this. The problem is that, have you ever noticed that as you continue to grow your business, you maybe move into a co-working space a bit like this one, your project sizes seem to increase, they become more complex, you begin to generate more leads, momentum kind of picks up, and yet you don't really ever seem to have any more money floating around. You don't really seem to be feeling like you're making profit. If anything, you're still working incredibly hard, but you actually don't seem to increase the amount of money that you kind of get and keep hold of. Now, this is not a percentage kind of formula that we've used in pricing before, like with the Mike Michalowicz Profit First, or George Glasson's Pay Yourself First, or Rich Dad Poor Dad's like 10% or anything like that. Instead, what I want to show you is how important it is to just start adding in even some very basic recurring revenue into your business. So let's jump into this spreadsheet. If you're not good with numbers, I promise you I'm going to make this super simple. Okay, at the top here, I'll move myself down to the corner. At the top here, we have a pretty standard income outgoings chart. On the left, we have our months here. So this is the number of months in a year, so this would be a 31, so just shy of 3 years. And every few months, we pick up a new project. Now, if you're looking at $10,000 and $25,000 and $14,000 and think, well, my projects aren't nearly that high, then you need to pay even more attention, because even numbers that are this big, 10,000, 25,000, doesn't necessarily guarantee profit, and I can prove it to you. The biggest thing that happens with our business is that costs go up. Typically, month on month, your costs are going to go up roughly 8% a month on average. Yet, do you know what? A lot of people say, well, I work from home, or I have this or whatever. If we include everything like inflation, cost of doing business, the fact that you are expanding, your overheads are going to be going up, and they start at 400, and within 3 years comfortably move into 4 grand. This is just an example. Yours might be much lower than this. I'll even release this spreadsheet in a link below, and you can kind of play around with it if you want. But as a rule, we've found that project costs typically tend to go up. That might include things like a salary for some full-time staff, or having to get outsourced people to come in. Your hosting costs increase. There's loads of reasons why your business costs can go up. And within 3 years to go up to $4,000 a month is not unheard of. Things tend to spiral out of control a little bit. We've got these two things, columns here, project costs and your pay. That's per project, the costs that it actually costs you to just get the project off the ground, and also your pay, like your personal take home. If you're not doing this, again, you'll see just how detrimental this can be to your business. If you're not taking pay out, your business is never going to be able to afford you. You have to take your pay out first. And we combine that into our total outgoings. So the project-based income is what's coming into the business. This is green, this is good, this is money coming in, this is cash flow. And then the costs, project costs, and your pay all combine to the red here, which is total outgoings. Well, I haven't actually colored them, but or maybe I could do, just to highlight them a little bit. We'll have this as a green, and we'll have this as a red. And this leaves us with profit. So the first month, we don't have any income. We have costs of $400. We have no project costs, obviously, and no pay because we haven't had any income. The total outgoings are $400, so we have minus $400. The next month, we have a $10,000 marketing funnel project come in. Our costs increase by 8%, so $32 or £32 or €32 or whatever it is. The project costs are around 3,000, so it's going to take us 3 grand to just get the project off the ground. You should be taking home maybe 5 grand of that. That might go down as time goes on, but your pay is roughly going to be 50%, and obviously it's going to go down over time. Total outgoings, so your business costs plus your project costs plus your pay are around 8,000, which leaves you with 1,500 profit. But bearing in mind you were in a deficit of 1,400, so it leaves you with actually around 2,000. But because you're in a deficit of 400, you're only left with 1,500. Now what happens as we go on, we sporadically get more and more of these projects, and I'm starting us at a pretty good level here. I'm starting us at a level of saying, well, we start on 10,000 and jump straight to 25,000. You might be starting way lower and having to ramp up to that. That's absolutely fine. But what I want to show you is this graph here. This is what happens. Again, I'm going to go through this and explain it to you. Project-based income is in blue. Okay, so as you can see, there's periods of time here where our income spikes, and it might be staggered because you might have things like deposits and stuff, and we'll talk about it's called cash conversion cycles, or a CCC. We'll talk about cash conversion cycles and cash flow in another episode. But over time, we have these big spikes in income. Now, income does not equal revenue at all, because our profit, our total outgoings also increase. Can you see here that at the start they're however much per month, and even when we don't have any work on, we still have to pay these project costs. They're still higher than our income. During the months where we have no work, we have to pay project costs, we have to pay total outgoings. We still have to pay the bills even though we don't have any income, which actually means that our profit, it actually goes down over time. And this is a really interesting phenomenon. It's really common for businesses who work purely on project-based income, even though their prices increase and even the frequency that they increase, because naturally their total outgoings increase and the project costs have to stay in line. Your project costs will keep rising as the business costs go up. You can increase margin, sure, but actually the overall day-to-day profit levels go down. And yeah, here we do actually make a profit. Anything with a red line over this zero line is a profit, but that then's instantly eaten away by the next month because next month's costs are so much. So actually the gulf between profit and outgoings increases despite the fact that our prices overall increase. This is really dangerous. This is typically what's happening to most funnel businesses. So now what I want to do is show you what happens when we have some recurring income. So this one here is going to be green, and this one here is going to be red. So our total income now includes some basic recurring income. This is just $100 a month. Just $100 a month. You have a product, it's an extra $100 a month. Maybe it's hosting, security, maintenance, and updates. Okay, nice and simple. It's recurring income. Maybe you sell it for 200, and it actually is 100 profit, but cut it up however you want. Recurring income is how you are going to grow your business to profit, and I can prove it to you. So the first month, $100 income, business costs of 400, so already we're at minus 300. We're already in better stead than we were. And then as time goes on, we have $100, and around month 4, we add a second customer who's now paying us $100 as well. So we have $200. We have two $100 customers over time. And then around month 7, we have another customer. So we have 3 customers on $100 each. And then over time, the rate at which we find customers increases, and very relatively quickly. Now this is actually quite a conservative one. We managed to scale up to, I think it was $14,000 recurring revenue within the space of a year. We did it very, very quickly. Not unheard of, although it's not impossible. But combined with the project income, what we were able to do is mitigate a lot of these business costs. My goal was essentially to match business costs with recurring income. That's all I wanted to do, is I wanted to pay the recurring business costs to the business with recurring income. And it took a while to get there, but as you can see, around, I think it's month 24, so 2 years, 24 and 2400, interesting. It basically matches. So the total recurring income matched the business cost. That meant that as soon as we had the next project come into our business, that was pure profit. There was pure profit there because our recurring income was paying for our business costs. So when we talk about how much of a percentage should your recurring income be compared to your project-based income, I think a good rule of thumb is that you want to try and match your business costs with your recurring income. And let's see what happens on the chart here. So total income is in blue. And again, our total outgoings are matched in red. So they spike up as we spike up. But what happens is the outgoings still grow, but because we have this bottom line of recurring revenue, which I can show you here. So let's add recurring income into this. And we can see that in green here, the recurring income, that climbs, and what that does is that pulls our profit out, and instantly we start to make a huge difference. We start to make profit, an actual profit that is going to be kept and not eaten away by the business around this time here. I think it's around month 24, yeah. And what that means is that any recurring income that comes into the business, any project-based income that comes into the business, 14,000, 25,000, although yes, we still have to pay business costs, we still have to pay your pay, we still have all these outgoings, there is still profit from the initial project that is kept. So this here is how we managed to scale out our business. It also means that around month 24 we were able to start hiring people much more. And this then total profit, we instantly go up to 6 grand in the bank, within a relatively short period of time, because our recurring income matched our business costs, and the project-based income is what basically boosted our coffers. Now let's add a passive income here. So the passive income, our total income here in green is made up of project-based income, so standard projects, our recurring income, so we still sell those initial products, those maintenance plans, those maintenance packages that are relatively simple to set up, and we also have passive income. Let's say that you have 2 ebooks out there, okay, just two ebooks, nice and simple, and you sell them for $9 a piece or something, or $10 a piece, or $12 a piece or something. Relatively simple to produce. You just pull a few all-nighters like we've all had to do, and you put it out there, and you put it on automation to sell to your email list, you talk about it to your customers, you have it advertised on your website, and every single month you generate a pretty random amount of money. The first month it's $19, then it's $43, $120, $200 one month, $99 another month, $230 another month. It kind of jumps around. Over time it will naturally grow as you continue to promote that and grow that, but what it does, again, it adds another level to your top line, which is going to boost your coffers and turn you profitable much quicker. So previously we were around 24 months, and it looks like again it's 24 months is roughly when we actually begin to move into profitable territory, where we don't see any more minus signs. But also you can see at the end we're already another, 1,500 up there, 6,000 to 7,400. So 7,000 up to, yes, about 500 up already, just with a very small, very simple product. And what we'll do is I'll show you this here. You can see passive income from things like books, e-courses, anything that you don't have to deliver. It's just a digital product. That kind of goes over time in the blue line here. It jumps around. It grows a little bit over time, but it's not huge in comparison. But what it does is it helps us become profitable faster. Now, as a rule, I don't believe that passive income is truly passive. It requires a lot of work up front, but it is a fantastic thing to have when it's out there. It kind of generates you royalties in the background, and I'm a big fan of it. It's helped our business immeasurably. It's also actually added to our project-based income, because people who buy our passive income products then tend to go into our recurring income. Even as funnel builders, we can still create passive income. You can have ebooks, courses, audio programs, record some of your consultation and just package it up. And even if it's just low level, like $10, $30, something along those lines, you could have them higher. Some of our recurring revenue products are like $497. I would argue that anything over that for us personally, at around $2,000, which is like a big course that we've got, it's like a big workbook and a course and stuff. It requires a little bit of sales, so it's not totally passive. Yep, sure, there's never any truly passive income, but what we're doing is we're building up this as an asset to continue to generate revenue as we don't take on work. Because what could happen is I could refuse to take on this project here. This is what's interesting. Refuse to take on this project, and look, I'm still in profit. I still have money in the bank purely from a recurring revenue standpoint. So I'm actually cutting back on the amount of projects that I take. What happens if I take this one away? Yeah, it actually it actually doesn't make a huge difference. So we still end up making money on every single project, and it's relatively quickly, within a couple of years, we don't have to take on as many projects anymore, and you can be more choosy. You can say no, we want to wait for the right customer. It makes a massive difference. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps, guys. Let me know in the comments below if creating a recurring revenue product or a passive income product is something that you're interested in. We obviously offer that in our coaching. We teach people how to build that, teach funnel builders how to build that. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have anything like that. I'd love to know a bit more about it. If this has helped clear up maybe why you feel that your business isn't growing at the rate you want it to, and why some people seem to be growing much faster, then let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, I will see you later, and yeah, keep building those funnels. Cheers, guys.